This is ChestertonRadio.com.
Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, Three is a Family. The starring players...
This is Charlie Ruggles.
And this is Fay Bainter. This is Helen Broderick.
And this is Hattie McDaniel.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players in Three is a Family, a Saul Lesser picture based on the stage play by Phoebe and Henry Ephraim, produced on Broadway by John Golden. This hilarious comedy stars Fay Bainter as Frances Whitaker, Charles Ruggles as her husband Sam, Helen Broderick as Irma, and Hattie McDaniel as the maid. The Lady Esther Screen Guild Players in Three is a Family. Now, that's a pretty common occurrence these days. Kitty's like a lot of other girls whose husbands are in uniform, except that Kitty has a bright idea.
I really ought to be with Gene. He'll be going overseas almost any day now. Couldn't I just leave the baby here?
Which brings up a rather critical problem. Who will take care of baby Susan? And on that subject, everyone has agreed.
Not me. I have to be at the office.
That's Kitty's mother, a business lady.
Not me. I don't know how to make 'em burp.
That's Kitty's Aunt Irma, a maiden lady.
Not me. You quit.
And that's the cook. No lady at all. So now it's squarely up to Kitty's dad. But Sam Whitaker has a few plans of his own.
They're trying to turn me into a nursemaid, Barney. Now, you can see the spot I'm in.
I sure can, Sam.
Yes, and that's not all. There's my son, Archie. He and Hazel have the apartment below us, you know. And when their baby comes, they might want me to take care of that one, too.
Looks like you're getting to be a specialist, Sam.
Oh, if I could only get into something and make myself a successful businessman.
Well, my rivet business is booming. I gave you a chance to come in on that 3 years ago.
Yes, I know, Barney. I've just got bad timing, that's all. You know, only once in my life I bet on Jess Willard.
Yeah, that was when Dempsey knocked him out.
Yeah.
And the only time you bet on Dempsey...
Yeah, he had to be up against Gene Tunney.
Uh-huh.
And the only time I went into the stock market...
It was 24 hours before the crash.
Yes, that's right. It's bad timing. That's But just the same, Barney, I'm a good businessman. If I just had a chance to invest in something solid, well, like your business, maybe.
Well, I don't need any capital now. Labor's my problem. Help is what I need, Sam.
Yeah, well, I'm willing to do my share.
Say, now you're talking. That makes sense. You start tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
No, you really mean that, Barney?
I most certainly do. And I always let a co-worker in on a deal. How much money you got to invest?
Well, Francis and I have $2,500. It's in a joint savings account.
You'll double your money and still have your stock. Just write me a check and forget about it.
On the level, Barney?
On the level, Sam. Remember now, you're a working man. You better go home and get some sleep.
You just grab that handle and pull it, Irma. Yes, that's it. No, not too fast now. That's fine. You know, it's lucky this couch opens into a daybed.
Lucky for whom? Francis, why do I have to give up my room? Why can't the baby sleep out here?
It's much too drafty for the baby.
What am I supposed to be, weatherproof?
You'll be comfortable. It's a very nice bed.
Yeah? It's awfully lumpy. Did anyone ever sleep in it?
Of course. That's where Uncle Henry died.
Well, the way it feels, he took the easy way out.
Oh, good evening, girls. Going to get some sleep, I see, huh?
Now, there's an optimist.
Tut, Irma. Mustn't complain.
Why not? I wouldn't even be living here if it weren't for you, Mr. Big Brain. You had to put all my money into Colorado Petroleum.
No, Irma, it was only $1,200.
Yeah, and she's been living here free for 11 years. That's a pretty good investment, I'd say.
Sam, please, let's don't quarrel. Where have you been?
I've been out on a little business, my dear.
You haven't invested in anything, have you? Sam, you promised.
Now, wait, Francis. I promised I wouldn't lose us any money, and I won't. Francis, I've got a job.
A job?
Yep, $50 a week. It's for the war effort. And I start at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I'd better get me a little sleep. Well, good night, kiddies.
Irma, I hope it's not another one of his schemes.
You could say that again. Gosh, Francis, the money it's cost you to put him into business.
Putting him in wasn't so bad, but getting him out, that was murder. I think I'd better have a little talk with him. Sam.
Oh, yes, dear.
Sam, are you awake?
Oh, well, now, that's a little obvious, isn't it, Francis?
Well, you know, with Kitty away and me at the office and the cook quitting, well, someone has to take care of the baby.
Oh, yeah, but not me. Oh, no, I've got a job. $50 a week.
But suppose I prove that your $50 a week is only losing money for us. Will you stay home then and take care of Susan?
Oh, I certainly will. But you'll have to be a magician to prove that, you know.
Well, in the first place, they take off the Social Security, then war stamps, of course, another $5, then union dues, insurance, etc., etc. Then there'll be car fare and taxis when you're late and lunch money if there's no one at home to fix your lunches. And that just about makes your 50 disappear in thin air.
Yeah, maybe it does, maybe. But you said we'd be losing money.
And we would. Now, listen carefully. I make $7,500 a year, and you'll make $2,500, right?
Yeah.
That makes our joint income $10,000, on which we pay $2,500 tax. But your $2,500 is gone already, so I have to pay the income tax, which leaves us exactly $5,000 net. But if you aren't working, and we only make $7,500 altogether, and I pay a $1,500 tax, which leaves us with a net of $6,000. So you see, if you're working, we lose $1,000.
Francis...
You promised, Sam. You promised. You've got to keep your word. At least till we get a maid who'll stay.
Well, all right. But this is pretty tough on national defense, you know. There, now, Susan, now, don't cry. You mustn't cry. Now, come on, be a good baby and eat your dinner.
Sam, take my advice. That infant is sick.
Oh, don't be silly, Irma. It's just this baby food. You'd cry, too, if you had to eat it.
Well, what we've been getting isn't much better. And the new cook we got today, if she's the cook, I'll...
Yeah, but Irma, I wouldn't say that if I were you.
Say, Bo, that stove don't seem to light nohow.
Oh, yes, the stove, yes. Susan, please be quiet. There's a little red button down underneath. You push it in and light a match, you see? You think you can handle that yourself, Clara?
The name ain't Claire.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. It's Genevieve.
Sam, that was yesterday's maid.
Lulu?
That was the day before, Sam.
Well, look, Brixlude, you must have a name.
Sure have.
Well, wouldn't you like to confide it to us?
No.
Well, I guess we'll just have to stick to Hey You for the present. Try to get the stove lighted, will you? Oh, love that maid.
I'll bet her mother was frightened by a laughing hyena.
Dad, Aunt Irma.
Yes, hello, Archie. What is it?
We've got some new names.
You have?
Book full with meanings.
Hazel, haven't you and Archie enough names already?
Well, gee, Dad, we've got to be prepared. We might need one any day now. Hazel, are you sure you're feeling all right?
Archie, of course I'm all right. Read them some of the names.
Let's see. Cicero, Cuthbert, Cornelius.
Cornelius sounds dignified. What does it mean?
Of doubtful origin.
Uh-oh.
Hello there. Is anyone home?
Company.
That's Mr. Steele, the manager. Dad, he wants to talk about my lease.
All right, now take it easy, son. Well, come in, please.
Mr. Whitaker, This is your baby carriage, I believe. I found it in the lobby again.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Steele. It's a new maid, you know. I'll have to talk to her about it.
Dad, talk about me.
Yes. Mr. Steele, I'd like to talk to you about my son's lease.
What's there to talk about? I'm canceling it.
But I'm going to have a baby. Hazel is.
Why do you think I'm canceling?
Well, I'll tell you, my son will be in the Army soon. He's passed his physical already. He'll soon be paying his debt to Uncle Sam.
That's okay with me. And he can pay his rent to someone else.
Yes, but where? Where will he find a place today?
He should have thought of that before. All these young people having babies. It don't make sense.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Steele, but there are mighty few things in the world today that make as much sense.
That's telling him, Dad.
Mr. Steele, these young people are trying to jam a whole lifetime into a few short months. And a baby gives them a stake in the future. Something to fight for. Something to come back to. And believe me, that makes as much sense as the United States Constitution and the 21 Amendments.
Well, just the same, I say no babies. And while we're on the subject, what are you going to do about that one?
Take her with us when we leave, of course.
You're going to what, Francis? What?
Mr. Steele, I suggest you cancel our lease. My son will be leaving, too, of course.
That suits me fine. I'll have the papers made out by the end of the week.
Francis, what's the matter with you? You gone off the beam?
Sam, I have a surprise for you. I bought a house today.
You bought a
Oh,
house?
it's a lovely place and big enough for all of us, for Archie and Hazel and Kitty and Susan.
And me?
Yes, Irma, you too.
Gee, that's swell. Come on, Hazel. We better start packing. Come on.
I'm coming, Archie.
Careful, darling. There's 2 steps right here.
Archie, I've seen them 1,000 times.
Sam, just wait till you see the place. It's such a bargain, too. Only $2,500 down. I gave the agent a check.
A check? On our savings account?
Well, naturally. Sam, what's the matter? Aren't you well?
Who, me? Oh, yeah, sure, I'm fine, Francis. It's just a baby, that's all. Got me down a little, I guess.
There's something strange going on around here. Oh, Irma, will you please answer the phone?
Hello? Why, Kitty. You mean you're calling from Norfolk? Oh, yes, of course she is. The baby's fine. Huh? Oh, naturally, she's crying. She cries all the time. But, Kitty, there's nothing to worry about. I'd tell you if anything was wrong, really.
Good heavens! What was that?
Hey, boss, this whole show's got a kick to it. Yoo-hoo!
Hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty. Don't pay any attention to that. The baby's all right. It's just the... Kitty, are you still there? Kitty, hello? Hello? Francis, I think she must have fainted.
Hello? Where is everybody? Isn't anyone home?
Well...
Dad, Mother.
Why, Kitty, you're back.
Darling, we didn't expect you.
Mother, I had to come. When I heard all that noise on the telephone, where's the baby?
Where do you think? In my room, of course.
You mean you all went out and left her alone?
Oh, now take it easy. The maid was here.
I've got to see her.
Oh, take a tip from me. She's not worth it.
Aunt Irma, don't you talk about my baby that way.
Oh, don't be silly. I mean the maid.
I'm going in and look at Susan. I want to be sure.
Well, anyway, I'll have enough food. I got that turkey on a hunch this morning.
And I made an icebox cake.
I wonder how the maid is doing with that bird. Oh, hey, you. Hey, you.
Sam, she's gone.
Mother, she's gone.
This place has developed an awful echo.
Susan's not in her room. My baby's been kidnapped.
Kitty, don't get excited, dear. I just noticed the carriage is gone. What's-her-name must have her out for a walk.
What's her name? What's her name?
That's the maid, dear. She's new.
Yes. And you know, it just occurred to me, if she's out, someone ought to be basting that turkey. You know?
Oh, I'll do it. But everyone talk a little louder so I can hear you in the kitchen.
All you people can think of is dinner. Nobody cares about my baby.
We got it.
Susan?
No, Alexander. That's the name we've decided on.
Oh, my little girl.
What's the matter? Where is the kid?
What do you know? She put it in the oven.
My baby?
My icebox cake. I tell you, that maid must be out of her mind.
Out of her mind? And she's taken Susan.
Oh, but that sounds awful. Oh, Archie.
Don't be frightened, Hazel. Don't anybody frighten her, you hear?
Mother, where did you find that maid?
Well, you see...
Francis, where did you get her?
In the subway.
Oh, Mother.
Well, it was in the morning rush hour. I had to outbid 6 other people.
Well, I'm not going to stand around here. I'm going out and find her.
Why, Kitty, you don't even know what she looks like.
I hope I can recognize my own baby. And I won't come back until I've got her.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Archie.
Yes, Hazel?
Archie, you better call the hospital.
Now, Hazel, there's no use getting morbid about it. Nothing's happened to Susan. She's just out for a... Hey, you don't mean... You're not saying that
Archie, I think you better hurry.
But they couldn't take us now. Our room was reserved for the 24th. And all the other hospitals are jam-packed, too. Gosh, what'll we do? What'll we do?
Well, Archie, I guess you'll have to do what a lot of other patriotic folks are doing.
Have our baby here?
Yes, but not on my couch.
As the curtain falls on Act One of the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players, the spotlight turns to you. Do you shrink from the glare of bright lights? Do you lose confidence when eyes are close? For new confidence in your appearance, for poise and self-assurance you've never known before, listen to this message from Lady Esther.
Often it's just some one little thing about your appearance that makes the difference between lack of confidence in yourself and complete poise and assurance. For example, you may have a dry, rough skin on which face powder looks all ruffled up and flaky. Well, that can disturb your entire personality, and just when you want to be at your best. So here's what I'd like you to do before powdering. It will make a wonderful change in your appearance, and it will give you a marvelous new feeling of confidence in yourself. Just rub a little Lady Esther face cream on your skin, and then wipe it off, gently but completely. You see, Lady Esther face cream loosens the dry, clinging particles of skin nature is trying to throw off. And when you wipe off the cream, along with it come all those rough little flakes, leaving only the new, young skin, which is smooth as velvet. And on this new skin, your powder takes on a fresh, vibrant look, a clear, translucent look. Now, if you want proof of all this, make the Lady Esther patch test. Just rub a little Lady Esther face cream on one patch of skin, like one cheek. Wipe it off and apply your powder. Then compare that side of the face with the other. Feel the difference with your fingers and see the difference in your mirror. The patch test takes only 30 seconds, half a minute, but it tells more in a half a minute than I could say in an hour. You can still make the Lady Esther patch test tonight. Just call up your drugstore and ask them to send you Lady Esther 4-Purpose Face Cream.
Now, Lady Esther presents the second act of Three as a Family, starring Helen Broderick, Fay Bainter, Hattie McDaniel, and Charles Ruggles. Well, Kitty finds the maid all right, and finds that Susan's all right, too. Which solves her problem, of course. But Hazel's problem is still on its way, and so is the tired old family doctor.
Dad, couldn't you get anyone else? Dr. Bartell is so old.
Kitty, he's the only one left. All the others are in the Army.
He wouldn't be bad if he could only see.
Well, if he could see, he'd be in the Army, too.
There he is now. Let him in, Sam.
All right, just a minute, just a moment. Well, hello, Dr. Bartell. Come in. Yep, this way. Watch that coffee table.
I see it. Just didn't want to bother, that's all.
Hello, Doctor. Remember me? I was one of your first patients.
What you have?
I didn't have anything. I was just born.
Don't be ridiculous. Where's the patient?
Well, Hazel's in the bedroom, Doctor. If you'll follow me... Be careful of the door.
I see it.
Well, for Hazel's sake, I'm just hoping one thing.
What, Sam?
I hope he brought his seeing eye stethoscope along.
Dad. Oh, Dad.
Yes, Archie?
How long do these things usually take?
What things?
We're not nominating a president.
There's the doctor now.
Well, we're making progress.
Doctor, do you think my wife will be all right? She's a very delicate girl.
Young man, your wife is a horse.
Hazel, a horse? Dad, do you think he knows what he's doing?
Why, of course he does, Archie. He must have delivered 20,000 babies. He could do it in his sleep.
Just the same, it would be a good idea to wake him up.
Be careful. Here he is again.
Well, we're making progress. Where's the kitchen?
Oh, I'll go, Doctor. What do you want?
Little girl, have you any water boiling?
Oh, yes, we've got lots of boiling water.
Good. Will you make me a cup of coffee, please? We're making progress. We're making progress. Same thing.
Alexander Whittaker. My, that's going to sound nice. Alexander Hamilton Whittaker. Alexander Graham Bell Whittaker.
Alexander's Ragtime Band, Whittaker.
Oh, listen. Is that Alexander?
Lie down, Archie. It's only Susan.
Susan? Well, why does she have to make so much noise? Oh, my nerves are all shot. And that telephone. Why doesn't somebody answer it?
Archie, darling, relax. Hello? Who? Oh, yes, this is Mrs. Whittaker. What? Oh, but it couldn't. Oh, no, it just couldn't. You really mean that? Oh, this is awful. Sam.
Yes, dear?
Sam, we've lost the house. That check I gave the agent bounced.
It bounced? You mean it...
Well, the money was right there in the savings account. Unless... Sam, did you take any money out?
Well, now, you see, Francis, I happened to run into Barney Meeker, and, well,
Samuel Whittaker, you did it again.
Well...
And I've canceled the leases on both our apartments. Sam, I could take your neck between my hands.
But not now, dear. I think we've got company. See who it is, will you, Kitty?
That's what I call being saved by the bell. Yes?
Hello, Kitty.
Well, here we are.
Oh, it's Marion. I haven't seen you since Gene took his basic training at Newport. What in the world are you doing here?
Well, Gene said you'd help us out if we ever got in a spot, and we're sure in one now. We can't find a room for love or money.
Well, come on in. I want you both to meet my folks, my dad, my mother, Aunt Irma, and my brother Archie. This is Marion and Joe. They're in a spa.
You see, we have to stay near a telephone.
Oh, I see. Are you expecting somebody to call?
Well, you never can tell when these little strangers might arrive.
No. Oh, that's right, Marion. I almost forgot. Is there anything I can get you, dear?
Oh, well, I think I could do with a glass of milk.
Dad, will you ask the maid?
Ask the... Well, sure. It doesn't hurt to ask. Hey, you. Would you bring out a glass of milk, please?
Sure will. Yoo-hoo!
Oh, my goodness, what's that?
Well, it's just the maid. It's just the maid.
Yoo-hoo!
Now,
Joe.
Nothing to be scared of. It's just the maid. Don't worry about it.
It startled me so. Coming over in the cab, I felt so strange.
No.
Oh. Marion, maybe you'd better lie down. I'll take you into Mother's room. Take her arm, Joe. Easy now.
Say, the word about this place really gets around. Sam, did you see how she looked when Hey You went Yahoo?
Yeah, I certainly did. She looked just like Hazel did.
The doorbell. Maybe it's another customer.
You'd think this was the lying-in hospital, wouldn't you? Well, all right. What is it? Don't. What do you want? Why, Barney Meeker.
Hello, Sam. I've got a check for you here, $5,000.
5,000? Oh, why, Barney, my goodness.
I told you I'd double your money, and I did. I'm a man who keeps my word. That's more than I can say for you, Sam.
Well, why, Barney? What's the matter?
You said you'd come to work, and you never showed up.
Yeah, but, Barney, I've had problems here at home.
They're no problems of mine. I'm disappointed in you, Sam. Very disappointed. Good day.
Yeah, but, Barney, wait a minute. Don't go now. I'll explain it all. Barney, wait for me, will you, Barney?
Well, of course, I understand things a lot better now, Sam. But if you'll handle the situation like I just explained, you'll find that everything will be all right.
Why, sure it will. And I'll be starting to work tomorrow morning, Barney.
Yes, say that again.
Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock sharp.
Oh, that's the spirit, partner. Now go on back in there and strut your stuff.
Dad, is that you?
Well, who the devil do I look like, Archie?
Dad, I'm a dad. The baby's here.
You mean Alexander?
No, Alexandria. He's a her. A she. I mean, it's a girl.
Oh, well, that's wonderful, Archie. Congratulations.
But, Sam, what are we going to do? We'll all be out in the street. Not even a bed over our heads.
Oh, no, we won't.
But, Dad, they won't let us stay here with the baby.
Oh, yes, they will.
Say, has he been near that liquor cabinet?
Now, listen to me, all of you. We're not getting out. We're going to sit right here on our legal rights.
Sam, what do you mean?
I mean that Archie's past his physical. He's practically in the Army right now, and you can't dispossess a serviceman's family.
But what about us? What do we do with Kitty and Susan?
They can move downstairs with Archie and Hazel.
And Alexandria.
Oh, that's wonderful. Then I can have my room back.
You certainly can, Irma, but you'll have to work for it. Irma, how do you look in overalls?
Overalls?
Yeah, that's what I said, overalls. We need help on the production line, you know.
The production line?
Mm-hmm.
Me?
Yes, sir. This country's been good to you long enough. Now it's time you started being good to the country. And by the way, you'll find a check for $1,200 waiting for you tomorrow morning in my office.
In your office? Sam, what does this mean?
It means, Francis, that you're married to a successful businessman, and here's a check for $5,000 as the first installment. Ha ha! I'm going to write it straight up to $1 million with Barney. Oh, hey you! Hey you in there! Hey you!
Yes, the boss, you calling me?
Yeah, there's a bottle of champagne in the kitchen cupboard. Ice it up and bring it in, will you?
Yahoo! Yahoo!
Now, don't get impatient. We're making progress.
Yeah, look out, Doctor, for the baby carriage.
I saw it. What was all the yelling for?
Doctor, that was just a maid.
Hey, Kitty, could I speak to you?
Well, Joe, I almost forgot you were here.
Yeah, well, look, that last yell frightened Marion so. I think, what I'm trying to say is...
Oh, take off your coat, Doctor. We're making progress.
Thank you, Charles Ruggles, Fay Bainter, Helen Broderick, and Hattie McDaniel for a delightful and amusing half hour.
It was fun for us, too, Mr. Myers. We're always delighted to appear with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players because we know the benefits from these programs go to support the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its wonderful work at the Country House. And now, before we tell you about next week's show, here is a word from one of America's foremost beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Bainter. Ladies, seeing is believing. That's why I want you to see with your own eyes exactly what happens when you apply Lady Esther Four-Purpose Face Cream. I want you to take half a minute to prove how much fresher and lovelier your skin will look than it's ever looked before. You can make my simple test in the time you count 30. Just rub Lady Esther Face Cream on one cheek, then wipe it off, and run your fingers over that cheek. Feel the difference. Feel how smooth and silky it is to your touch. Now powder that cheek and see the difference. See how the dull, drab look is gone, how your skin has taken on new life and vitality. You see, Lady Esther Face Cream does all these 4 things. 1, it thoroughly cleans your skin. 2, it softens your skin. 3, it helps nature refine the pores. And 4, it leaves a smooth, perfect base for powder. Remember, you can prove all this in just 30 seconds, half a minute with the patch test. Call your drugstore right now and ask them to send you a jar of Lady Esther Four-Purpose Face Cream tonight.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present Love Before Breakfast. It will star Brian Don Levy and Virginia Bruce. Be sure to listen. Charles Ruggles, Fay Bainter, Helen Broderick, and Hattie McDaniel can currently be seen in Three as a Family, a United Artists release. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. You save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther Face Cream to buy a box of Lady Esther Face Powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. On last week's program, Bing Crosby and Barry Fitzgerald appeared through the courtesy of Paramount Studios. Bing's latest picture is Here Come the Waves, and Mr. Fitzgerald will soon be seen in 2 Years Before the Mast, both Paramount productions. This is Ted Myers speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
This is chestertonradio.com.